Good morning, my friends. I slept great here at the parking lot in Harbor Creek, Pennsylvania. Very quiet area outside of Erie, Pennsylvania. It's all kind of the same area anyway. I don't know what's going on with my GoPro camera, but it said my card was full, the memory card, so I'm going to have to... And I just now transferred videos that I haven't done a video of yet from yesterday, onto my computer, and I don't know why it says it's full, so I'm going to have to format that card. I think that'll take care of that. But I slept great. All is well. I'm going to, find that there's a Beacon truck wash up here, and I know what you're thinking, it's for 18 wheels and trucks, but I used to take my RV over there, and they do a good job at cleaning it. But they do vans and passenger cars. So I'm going to take this van. I really got to keep this thing clean because it's for sale, and I don't want to... Got to build up a bugs on the front of it. I need to get it clean. Number two is... I've never had Tim Hortons coffee. Some of you watching may have. This big hype about Tim Hortons coffee. Everybody goes to Canada, got to have Tim Hortons coffee. When you watch Chrome Valdez on that channel, Van City Vanlife, he's always getting Tim Hortons coffee. So there's one down the street, and I'm going to find out what this Tim Hortons coffee is all about this morning. So that's probably going to be the first thing I do. As soon as I find a garbage can, get my trash for the last few days out. I tell you, that's a ticket, man, when you're RVing and stuff. Save these Walmart bags, man. They keep your trash every day. You just get a big pile of them, and you can sometimes just dump the trash into it and save the bag. Sometimes it gets to the point where you can't do that, so it just depends on what you're doing. So most of these Walmarts have trash cans, but I don't see one from where I'm sitting here. Excuse me if my phone's shaking. I've had to just grab my phone this morning to do this, and I don't have my little shaky stick or whatever you want to call it, selfie stick. Anyway, I'm going to get all this done, and I think, I'm debating whether I really care to do the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for certain reasons. First of all, I'm a little pissed at them. There's some bands that they didn't induct into the Hall of Fame, and I don't know. I just don't know. We'll see. I do know that I'm going to go to the Cuyahoga National Park, just south of Cleveland, and we're just going to take it from there today. I'll probably end up in Michigan tonight. We'll see. Anyway, we'll chat at you in a few. Well, I've been wanting to see what this whole Tim Hortons thing is all about. Pretty cool in there. We'll see what the biscuits are like. I got a couple of little biscuits, and I had to try one of their donuts. But we get straight black, and normally I just pour it in my Yeti cup because I've got my stevia. We'll see what this is all about. I'll let you know. Indeed. Alright, so I fixed my camera, the SD card. I had to get my MacBook out again and format the card. I had to figure out where in Mac that was because that's not something I do all the time. But we got to go to the Blue Beacon truck wash. We're going to get this van washed. But first, I'm going to try the coffee. Pretty good. Not bad. I'll tell you. I'll give it to... Some people say, oh, Tim Hortons really isn't all that. But, hey. So far, I'm giving it a hell of a lot better than Starbucks. Yes, sir. We need it down south. And as far as I know, Tim Hortons is a Canadian chain. So, let's see. I got just one. I can't eat a lot of these. Just one honey-dipped donut. And this thing looks crazy. Oh, my gosh. Pretty good. I'm getting donut crust all over me. That's pretty good right there. That's a good donut, my friends. I'm making a mess. Props to Tim Hortons so far, I'll be dadgum. I think I'm going to have to pick up and clean up more than I ate. That's what happens when you eat donuts. clean my fingers. That's the best part of it. That's pretty good donut, my friends. Pretty good. I've got donut crust all over me. I'm gonna clean that up. Let's go get this van washed, shall we? So I'm sitting here waiting in line at the Blue Beacon truck wash. Now, guys, if you have an RV or a van, you know, when I had my RV in 2019, I couldn't fit that into a self-service spray car wash. Had to be something bigger. Sometimes you saw bays, but if you're traveling around, I think the ideal thing is a Blue Beacon truck wash. For my RV, it was about $30, but it's gonna be about $18 for the van here, and it's quick, and I can make sure they're getting the front end really good. Really trying to just keep the bugs and everything clean off the front, keep this thing clean because it's for sale, and I don't want those setting in the paint. But you'll wait a little bit because you're waiting on 18-wheelers, but it's amazing how quick they get these big rigs. It's amazing how quick they get them washed. It really is. I mean, this big thing in front of me looks like it carries horses. It's pretty cool. It's amazing how quick you get that washed. It really is amazing. But that's the way to go. That's the way you do it if you're gonna keep your vehicle, if you're on a long trip cross country. It just depends on the vehicle you have and what you want to do. So, and by the way, if I didn't say it earlier, I say it. Tim Hortons, I'm impressed. We need one down south. We really do, because Starbucks is a fraud. I hate to say it. Their coffee's awful. They're too expensive, and a lot of you may agree. And if you don't, it's just my preference. Maybe calling it a fraud is too much. It is coffee, but it's just not good coffee. So, but be that it may, it's just never been big on Starbucks. I mean, Starbucks has been a help to sit and work and get some stuff done, but I'd rather go to a Panera Bread. Their coffee is better if you've ever been to a Panera Bread. So, but what we're going to do is get this thing cleaned. And I am going to Cuyahoga Valley National Park in Ohio. It's just south of Cleveland. It's about an hour and a half from here. I'm outside of Erie, Pennsylvania. That's how close it is to Cleveland. So, and we're going to get our day started and see where it goes. Well, folks, we're off to the races. Got the van clean. It takes a little while. They got some big RVs to clean over there, I tell you. I've uploaded a quick video earlier of talking about Blue Beacon truck wash. If you have an RV or a van, Blue Beacon truck wash is probably the way to go to get it clean. If you're doing a long road trip around the country. Hang on one second. Had to get the dust off my lens. I'm sorry. Blue Beacon truck wash is pretty cool because you get these RVs, they don't fit in standard car wash bays. You got to use something. And it may have gone up a little bit. When I did my RV, it was about $35. It was $25 taxing off of the van here. They may have saw it just more than the van. I don't know. But either way, it had to happen. So that's okay. Give me 1 second. My
Turn
GPS
right onto the I-90 West ramp.
Not set yet. But it had to happen.
Merge onto I-90
So
West.
that's the way to go. And I tell you, like I said in the video, if you're in your RV, just make sure your propane pilot light and everything's turned off so you know to turn it back on. Because they hit that pressure washer, they'll knock your pilot light out and you won't know it. But it's good. And like I say, choice is yours. You can do it yourself. However you choose to do. Everybody has their own method and their own way of doing things. But seemed to work for me when I'm in the middle of nowhere and I just don't want to do the time, or I don't have a bucket, or I don't have cleaning supplies with me. Just let them do it. And they did a great job.
West for 88 miles.
You sit there watching washing these 18-wheelers and going, are they really going to do all that great of a job? Or I don't want them using too harsh of chemicals. You just tell them you don't want acid on your wheels, and just tell them what you want. It's pretty cool. And it's very cool to do. So anyway, we're off. We're about 115 miles from Cuyahoga Valley State Park. Going to be there in about an hour and a half, close to 2 hours. We're going to go see, it's not a state park, I don't know why I just said that. We're going to go see another national park. It's Cuyahoga Valley National Park in Ohio, somewhere between Akron and Cleveland. So we'll keep you posted on that. So I'm here in Cleveland, coming up to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and there is an air show going on over here, and a ton of people down here. Obviously, it's Labor Day weekend, obviously. And I don't know if I'll be able to get in here. Maybe so. We shall see. As much as parking cost me, I had to pay $25 in this lot because I couldn't get anywhere closer. And it's going to be another $30 just to get in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I decided to go ahead and do it. I'm sure these guys are paying a pretty hefty admission to get up on that ship to watch that air show. But I will say, I can hang out and watch this air show from the parking lot. I can get a twofer here for the price of what I'm paying today.
Not as much. It had over the face. Well, it's in the aircraft. But you had no air to air.
Longer Rock. I always thought Memphis was the home of rock and roll, but I guess if you get technical,
that's not fair.
What this would be.
No,
Alright, so when you come in here, of course everything's online. You gotta pay your ticket online. And then they give you a wristband when they scan your phone, you come in. But basically it's a tourist trap, but it's, you walk through and it's a museum of all the inductees. I still believe there's some bands like Motley Crue and some other bands that should have been inducted a long time ago in this. It's the only reason why I was pissed and not wanting to come. But, when in Rome, come see it. Like everything else. Don't let that deter you from coming to see it. And of course there's a piece of history of a radio DJ, how this started, and technically why Cleveland would be it. But to me, Memphis is probably considered the home of rock and roll, but most definitely the blues. So, but it is what it is. Let's see what it's all about. Marley's hat. It's pretty cool. One of them.
The message is clear.
Some of the outfits of some of these
channel
guys.
the power of rock and roll to respond.
Ray Charles suit. It's Albert Collins Telecaster. That is so cool. $66. Being a guitar player, I can appreciate that. Blair. Imagine what this guitar is worth. Pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Patti Smith. You're a punk. Where's Blondie? Where's Blondie? This whole area. With Burton's bass, wow. Look at that. With Burton's in the town. And there's Mike Webster's Jack Daniels bass. Pretty cool. Guess whose bass and outfit this is? Yep. John Paul Jones. Prince. One of his suits. Pretty cool. pick up some instruments and jam, you can.
Wow.
Get in here and jam. Tina Turner got the evolution of the Thunderbird. Pretty cool. All the way up to the cheap plastic ones they made a few years ago. Pretty cool. It's a cool view. Well, alrighty, as you probably saw, hang on one second here. I got reference music from a publisher playing on here. Sorry about this. Let's turn that off. That's for later. Sorry. But as you can see, man, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, you know, regardless of my opinion, you know, and I think that Memphis should have been the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, should have been there in the home of it. You know, Memphis is not the city it used to be, musically either. I mean, I hate to say that, it's sad. I cut my teeth playing music in Memphis. That's where I started years ago, and, you know, I believe that it should. It is the home of the blues, so they do have that, you know, and it's okay. You know, Cleveland's not a bad little city. It's got its own nostalgia. You know, they got a lot going on here. They've got pro teams, and this is a pretty cool complex. And I'm telling you, man, you know, like one of these places I'm going to say over and over, get in the car and come see it. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, you see some cool stuff in there, man. You see original lyric sheets from Hendrix and Joan Jett and these people and Led Zeppelin. They hand-wrote lyrics and stuff that they've handed over to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It's very secure pieces of equipment, guitars. I will say the Van Halen's a little disappointing. Yeah, you know, they were inducted. All it showed was amps and guitars and stuff. They were just remakes of Eddie Van Halen stuff. Those guitars, they weren't the originals. One of his footboards were, but that's about it. But it's cool, man, to come see this. It really is. There was an air show happening too. I got to see a little bit of that, I guess. But I'm going to bust out of Cleveland, and I'm going to ease my butt towards Cuyahoga State Park. No, I keep saying state. The hell. Cuyahoga National Park. And then I'm going to work my way up towards Michigan, where I'll be spending a few days or more to the course of the week in Michigan. You know, it's kind of, I'm going to stay somewhere for a couple of days. I've got some work I've got to get done musically and some stuff, and it'll be pretty cool. It will be, so looking forward to it. But like I say, you know, I cut you in when the cool comes, and we're going to continue to do that. Off to the next. So Cuyahoga State Park's like, again, one of those parks that are spread out, kind of like the one I was in Maine, except you had a loop in Maine where you had to have your pass to go in. But this one is free to everybody, which is kind of cool. Some of them are like that. But it's the Boston Mills area. It's like a community. It's pretty cool. Got a train, like an old train station. I'm sure there's some history to it. We shall see. It's pretty. It's pretty cool. You can take the train ride. That's pretty cool. 3rd to the 10th. What is today? The 4th? It was 4th. That was yesterday. They had it come through. Pretty cool. Some history on this. Pretty cool. Byway. Oh, that's cool. So there's a train that's about to leave. This is cool. Hold on. That train should be pulling up any moment. So this is cool. Well, like I said, Cuyahoga is one of those things you have to maybe come through and plan to get on the train. The attraction here is they've got a train that goes through the valley. It stops in different places, tells you the story. And they do have a dinner train that comes through. And schedule indicated like Wednesday through Sunday, like 3:55. Like any time now, one would be coming through, but I don't know if that's today or not. It is Saturday, things happen. And people are sitting over there like they're waiting to get on a train, but I think they're just hanging out under that pavilion. But I don't know. But that's pretty cool. I mean, it's just one of those things you'd have to, like, if you wanted to do it, you just make the time and reserve it. You get online and probably book it, and that does that. But it's pretty through here. It's a community, and it's history where all of their industry was through the Erie Canal, and you know, they weren't too happy when the federal government came in and wanted to preserve it as a national park. I mean, I guess I get it. No one's happy when the government wants to come in and eminent domain and try to take over your land. But when they really started back in the 50s to understand what they were doing, I think they were starting to welcome it more, that it was going to preserve it and really make an attraction out of it. So, and I think that's cool. It really is. Nothing wrong with that. It's just, you know, how the government can be, and it's frustrating. Indeed it is. So that's Cuyahoga. I've been here. Check it off. Boom. Maybe another time I'll look on that train if I remember to. But I went to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and been there, got the t-shirt. Oh, I did get a t-shirt, by the way. Not the bag. Something weird, though. I was standing in line paying for my t-shirt, and this girl with a foreign accent, she walks up to me, and I was like, I couldn't understand her. And when she started asking me, I was like, I'm not comfortable with that. I don't think I can do that, you know. And I said, what are you trying to ask me? And the lady, she was trying to buy a t-shirt, and her card wasn't working. She said, my card, I guess from out of town, my card, credit card company's kicked it out. I have to do it, but is there a way that I give you cash and you could pay for it? And I was like, okay. And the girl at the desk was just, you know, $26 for a t-shirt, and she gave me $26 cash, and I just ran my card, and it was like going to an ATM, but she verified it was $26. I saw the receipt. But you just got to be careful with people. You just don't know how, you know, people are sometimes. But sitting here a second, wonder if this train's actually going to come through. It'd be kind of cool. You never know, but I don't think so. But anyway, that's Cuyahoga. We are going to head towards Michigan. I believe tonight I'm going to see if I can stay in Saginaw area. Somewhere in the Bay City area of Michigan. I don't know. We'll see. Off to it. Oh boy, my friends. I finally gotten my parking space here. It's kind of been chilling out a little bit here outside of Bay City, Michigan. And it's close to the lake, and of course tomorrow I'm gonna get up and just kind of map out where I'm gonna go and what I'm gonna do. I said I was debating on going to Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and I did. That was a great experience. I just don't know if I want to go off towards Detroit. I mean, it's, let's see here, Dearborn is from here is not. Let's see here, Dearborn, Michigan is an hour and 40 minutes. I just, you know, back down towards Detroit, and I just don't feel like doing that. There's other times I can hit those exhibits, and I may, but we'll see. I may get the wild hair to go on down there and do it, the Henry Ford exhibit and all that stuff. So, but we'll see. I just really mainly want to get the coastline of the lake and kind of hang out and go see some stuff there, because I hear it's really nice. Some places that we can stay, maybe state parks. I'm gonna do that research. You never know. I did mention earlier that I'm going to be looking at taking that ferry across Lake Michigan. If I can do it, hopefully it'll save me from having to go all the way south around Chicago and back up towards Green Bay. Be spending the same money in gas as I would be taking that ferry across Lake Michigan. It'd be cool to do. I really think that it would. So we will, we'll see where it goes, for sure. I'm getting off here. I've got some things I want to do here. I got a lot I got to get done. And we'll see you guys on the next one for sure. And when that cool comes along, you know I'll cut you in. Thanks. We'll see you on the next one. Thank you. Bye.